Hi, I'm Ray Grijalba.
And I'm Anne-Marie Grijalba.
And I'm Adam Grijalba.
And I'm Laura Grijalba.
And
this is the Joy of the Faith.
In this spotlight episode, we have my mom and dad here. So they're going to answer our 3 typical questions. And the first one is, we'll start with mom or dad.
Dad.
Let's go first. Dad,
Yeah.
what's your favorite memory?
Wow, that's a tough one. There's a lot of favorite memories that I could think of, like when we went whitewater rafting and I ended up capsizing our boat. Like Richard Moon pies. Or it could be when you and John made a touchdown the same weekend in middle school, and it was so exciting. All the fathers were like, "Wow, how impressive!"
High-fiving each other.
Yeah, high-fiving each other. You
Oh.
must be so proud of your sons. Both made touchdowns at the same time. But I think one of my favorite memories is when you were a little boy, and I was in a change of command ceremony, and I was getting ready to assume command of a new unit in the Army. And I looked over and I saw you sitting there and you just were so excited to see your dad.
Oh.
And I think that's one of my favorite memories.
That's
Awesome.
so sweet.
That's great, Dad.
Yeah.
Mom, what is your favorite?
Well, Dad's father died at 45. So, anyway, when you were born, continue Ray's tradition. So,
Yeah.
we named
The
Ray
legacy.
after his grandfather. And I knew he was going to achieve great things like his grandfather because he was such a good man. So, remember when he came so fast? Oh my gosh, he got to the hospital at 5:05 and he was born at 6:08. And I remember the hospital staff was like, "Oh my gosh!" And Dad had to wake up the doctor because he was sleeping. And I mean, he literally just came out so fast. And when they laid you on me, I was just like, "Wow!" Like I have my first son and named after Ray, after Grandpa Ray.
That's
And
awesome.
never met Grandpa Ray because he died right before I met Dad. But I thought, wow, and you really have continued his legacy of bringing others to Christ. So
That is awesome.
yeah.
And it's really cool because Grandpa Ray was super awesome, and we'll make videos on him. I actually have a letter we wrote Dad,
absolutely.
so
Yeah.
videos will come on that.
Yeah.
But that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's one of my favorite memories. You don't remember
You don't
it.
remember.
I'm thankful for that day, right? My birthday.
Yeah, I used
7
to.
pounds, 15.8 ounces.
All right.
Wow.
At 6:08 p.m. I'll never forget that.
Well, thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And Anne-Marie has the second question.
Yeah, so what have you learned from the Joy of the Faith?
I can go ahead and start.
Okay.
So what I've learned is really the depth of your faith, and it really challenges me. So
That's awesome.
it's interesting when parents can learn from their children, but really we can learn from anybody. And just
Yeah.
hearing the depth of your faith through each of your videos has really deepened my faith personally and challenged me to grow my faith.
Well, that's super
beautiful.
cool to hear.
Yeah, it is.
That's good to hear, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so cool. Like, I feel like people a lot of times think, especially children of parents, because I know a lot of my friends, their parents aren't Christian or anything, and they're like, how can I have an impact? And it's cool to see that, like,
Yes.
just that little seed, can make such a difference.
Absolutely.
I think for me, when you interview GP and hearing my dad talking about, my mom being a suffering saint
Yeah.
and how God calls those holiest to suffer the most. And then in the greatest love I've ever witnessed, when you say to GP, "So how did you keep doing it, GP?" And then he says, when you love someone, it never ends.
Yeah.
And I think about that because, too many people nowadays don't try as hard. They just literally how many people told my father to put my mom in a nursing home. And, we would go down every, I don't know how many years, but probably I'd say the last 7-8 years, go down every summer, going down, changing Nanny's diapers, feeding tube, showering. And Victoria helped me a ton. I mean, I think Victoria could be a nurse.
Yeah.
I mean, just compassion and taking care of my mom and letting her know that we were there for her. But to see my father never giving up because it was tiring.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, towards the end, it was just the bed sores were so horrible. And watching them and, how she truly was a suffering saint.
Oh, yeah.
The pain, and she would smile and I would pray the rosary with her. And then I said, "Do you feel me, Mom?" And she'd squeeze my hand really tight, And I mean, I knew she didn't have much strength left, but she would grab my hand and I would talk to her and she would just look at me, and it was just beautiful.
That's
So,
awesome.
so when I miss Nanny, I always see that because when GP says when you love someone, that love never ends, and she puts her hand up and she goes,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it touches my
Yeah,
heart.
I know,
I'm like,
she's still
yeah,
so
the
there.
one hand, it's
I
like
know.
that was her way of communicating.
Yeah.
I mean,
it
so that was beautiful.
So if anyone hasn't watched that video, you got to watch that
The
video.
greatest love I ever witnessed, yes.
Yeah.
And
It's
Nanny
like the
suffering
third
saint.
most viewed video
Is
that
it?
we have. Yeah, one of them. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I
Yes.
think it really touches hearts because nowadays I just feel like people don't communicate and share their love and affection for each other.
Yeah.
There's too much on their gadgets and not talking.
Absolutely.
They don't
So.
appreciate what's in front of them.
Yeah.
But we talk so much.
Yeah.
And you're our best friends, so,
Mhm.
right? I mean, so,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
And then our final question, which I'm most excited to hear, is, what do you want people to know?
So what I'd like for people to know, and this is one of my favorite Bible quotes, is I think it's Philippians 4:13, is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so that's one thing I always tell myself is that no matter how bad things are, I can get through anything. Anything that's tough, anything that's challenging, anything that's a good opportunity that I can make better. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Did you go through anything that was tough, Dad?
A few things. So I've been to combat twice.
Oh,
I've jumped out of an airplane. I've thrown hand grenades. I've done a lot of high adventure types of things. So I've gone through some tough times. Plus, even just transitioning out of the military. So if anyone out there is a job seeker, they're just trying to find that job and just wondering, what's next, what's for me. Just pray about it, and just realize in God's strength you can do anything.
That's great, Dad.
Yeah. Well, I think too many people nowadays, and maybe I don't know if I sound a little biased, but being in the military, I think made me tougher.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no clue what I was going to do. I was 19, we got engaged, married 20. I mean, but I never, like, if you truly believe in God, like, you'll know He'll provide. Because I have people say to me, like, oh my gosh, 7 kids, are you crazy? Like, how are you going to get yours to college? And how are you going to do this and that? And I was like, I'm not going to do it. God's going to do it. Never give up, knowing that God will provide for everything, and He I mean, I can't imagine planning our life any better, I mean, family is everything. And I think that so many people value the job, the career, getting ahead, and they worry about, should I have 2 or 3 kids and that's it? Are you kidding me? I mean, the more children you have, the more souls you can bring to heaven. I mean, to me, there's nothing better. I mean, I don't feel like being a mom is staying at home is a sacrifice. I mean, it does get annoying after a while doing dishes and laundry, and cooking. I love making lasagna and, cheese sticks and breadsticks and homemade, chocolate chip cookies and chocolate pancakes. I enjoy that. I just see the joy that everyone, like when I'm cooking, everyone comes together. There's like cinnamon rolls.
Family is everything.
That is so important. Like when I look back as an older person, as a grandmother and hopefully great grandmother, seeing all my children and grandchildren, and hopefully we have 50 grandchildren. I mean, just like seeing that joy is better than any paycheck. You know what I mean? Like it's so cute to see little, like, I don't know, just little thank you notes. Like Christina will say to me, like, Mommy, thank you for being the best mom. Like, like to me, that's what life's all about. And I think too many people are too busy, chasing things and not being the family unit and not talking to their kids.
Yeah, but it's cool that, bringing the family back together and stuff, because Mom, so there's a couple things I want to say, but Mom is the original, well, she's like the second original person that goes and chases down strangers and talks to them.
Yes.
Mom has, every single day, she meets a new stranger. And,
I have no problem talking to anybody. So,
so if anyone's wondering where that came from, that came from Mom.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so Dad's strength and focus and trust in God, and then Mom's like toughness and ability to take on many things allows them to have helped form me, and are definitely a great part of the Joy of the Faith. Mom is the #1 fan.
She is.
Yeah.
She watches
He'll
all the
be
videos.
sleeping. Dad's like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I just posted. And he's like, oh my God. So I have to watch it, of course, But I can't figure out how to sign in and
Subscribe.
Yeah, I don't know how to do
Yeah,
that.
we'll get that eventually. Mom.
Anyway,
We'll figure it
but,
out.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have an amazing day, and God love you.